Oh no, there's paint on there. Ah. Priscilla. No, that's for the one that's on the ground there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I couldn't find the other one. But there's a lot of these around, and it seems like they're more common than. I'm gonna go and try it.
Oh,
you need 2 of them.
Why? In case I drop one in the water. I guess it is a common happening to drop things in the water.
Better choose the ones you like, Cam. I'm going to go and try these. Look, they have these here too. We probably wouldn't much want much wood in there. Yeah, that's it. You just need
oil
on it, but it does work.
Okay. Oh my God.
Do you think these are too thick and real?
No, they'll be fine.
Yeah, if we can find the other ends. We've got 3 of them. Well,
They are actually a bit big, but to be honest, we don't really have a choice.
no, because these are, I don't know how much they charge.
What's this one? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they're stainless. There's some sort of alloy or some crap.
Well, we got 4 of these. If we can find more at a different end.
Well, we only need 4 because we only have 2 cable guides, and we can just put a shackle on the one end. Put a swim ladder on the back and not use the side.
Oh, I see. No, but you have to have these to keep in tension.
Yeah, I know. Oh, so we need one more then.
We need one more, plus we need the pieces that go in to match these.
Alright, so...
They're a little bit on the heavy side, to be honest, but I'd rather them be a little bit heavier than...
It's damaged.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really damaged.
See, this side is nice too, for handrails.
What the... Oh my God. What? Oh look, It's the same ones that we got. This is exactly the same as the ones that we got. Ooh, 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 it's peeing on me, it's peeing on me. Ew. Ew. Well, interesting. I'm not too fond of these ropes. Some of them are pretty stale seeming. There's quite a lot over here, but these ones are they're quite a bit more aged.
With this for a sheath.
What?
That's quite a nice piece for a sheath, isn't it?
For a sheath?
A sheath.
Like for sale?
Jib sheath.
Yeah, I think it would be okay with that.
Yeah, this one. This looks like West Marine stuff.
Yeah, I think most of the good stuff like that probably gets sold off pretty quick. There's some similar rope here.
Is there?
Yeah. These are some of the ropes that we used to use on Cosette. Same types, these ones. And,
this lasts for a long, long time, Captain.
yeah. Well, quite a bit of different ones here.
There you are. Oh, yeah. Oh, just puttering around anyway. There's like all these giant switchboards that are for like.
This is a bigger one. I think, to be honest, I'd rather go with the plate on the bottom of the unit. That's nice, but we don't have to tie things off at the bottom of the mast, you know.
There's only so much we can do in a certain amount of time, so I'm not going to be too worried about things, you know. No, the boat is functional already, Dad. It's not. There's no
Yeah,
problems.
no, that's true.
So we just have to sort of know when to call it ourselves. You know, that perfectionist type of edge, you know.
Yeah. Got a lot of sails here. It would be nice to get a storm jib too, you know. Because they say that a roller furler, using that as a storm jib doesn't work that well.
No, it would be really quite problematic. This is a Columbia 26 main. It would be a bit small, probably, but it would probably work, I'm sure.
Yeah. Does it have a price on any of these?
She has them.
We don't know if the bolt rope is thick enough, because that would be major to change that.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
We should keep that.
Because I think yours is fairly thick.
Well, let's see Patrick about his, and we'll have to make another run down here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll cut when you take your flight out. We'll come down here.
Yeah.
In September.
This is like interesting.
all the ice berries.
Yeah, there's nothing of interest for us there.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? What's up, dude? What's up, dude?
So there's no.
Well, okay, so fenders. A lot of these are usable. We should actually select some. It'll cut some money off of what we'll buy. And if you want that piece of rope, we should deal with that too.
Oh, but it's connected.
Oh, it's connected? Who would do such a thing?
And that's not going to come undone easy.
That's probably why they left it connected.
Got some rusty spots on it. You could cut that off. Do you have a knife with you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think it's in the car now. I'm going to go to the car and get it.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of rope, Cameron.
Yeah. Alright. I'll be back. Masterpiece. I know. So I was thinking too. I thought you were going to tie it onto the hood itself, you know, tie it around the...
Is that soldier?
Yeah, it is. Look at that. It's quite interesting. It's got no head either.
Oh.
I wonder who did that. Let's just run back. Alright, so now I'm doing this stuff. Now I've got the mat filled into place. And now I'm going to put the woven around the edge just for some added strength. And yeah, I think it's coming along good. This one already dried, so I'm just gonna repaint it with some resin around the seam where I'm going to put the woven in. So just catch on to that. Maybe it can be visually watched. I'm not really sure. Put it over here. I'm sure everybody's done some kind of fiberglass work before, or at least everybody my age, which would be like 27, almost 28. Yeah. I would just be like weirded out if somebody hadn't done fiberglass and they were like my age, so. You can do this without wearing gloves. It's just not super wise, I guess would be probably the way to say it. It's not super wise to do this without wearing gloves. You know? If you have any dry skin on your fingers when you're doing this without gloves, the polyester resin will get inside of those little dried, cracked, uneven spots of skin, then it will go off, and then your body tries to eject it, and your skin starts to fall off your fingers. And if you keep doing polyester resin work while your fingers are damaged like that without wearing gloves, you will start to have raw fingers. The skin will literally try to escape your body. As I learned last summer. This is quite interesting, really. Gonna push that air bubble out. So that's fiberglassing 101. Yeah. And now I'm going to finish the other part, but I'm not going to film it. So, all right. So done this. Pretty much to level. Still a little tacky. Did I rip that off there? Oh, it's not coming off. Oh, it's coming off. Yeah. Anyways, the polyester resin, it likes to go off faster than I can paint it. So I end up getting these nubs on it. Anyways, this piece of wood is very straight on the edge. Looks like I'm doing pretty good. Got some areas that are not level, but that's really close. I'm going to say that that's so close that I'm going to call it on this one. You know, I think it's pretty good. So now I'm going to start on the other side. I forgot to go and get a brush. This brush is done. Done. Oh no. And it put resin onto my hatch top. No. Oh man. What a sad and despicable moment. See if I can get it off maybe. Oh wow, it's coming off. It's only coming off because it's tacky. If that went fully hard, that would never come off. Got some caulking on there too. That's the problem with doing work on a boat like this. See, I'm not doing all the I care so much about everything part. I just want it to be functional. I really don't care very much how it looks. It needs to be functional. I'm not a perfectionist, so now it's this side's turn. See, if I was a perfectionist, I would have made this in solid fiberglass. I would not have put plywood behind it. However, I don't care. It's gonna work. I know it's gonna work because I've done it before. Same as this. Polyester resin is not gonna bond to caulking. Maybe not all that greatly. But however, it will work. And I guarantee that when this is finished, I can kick it. And it's gonna be fine. I know that because I've kicked things like that before. Anyways. So I'm just starting out by cutting my woven and my pre-cut matte fiberglass. I think I'm going to need a lot more. Oh yeah, I'm going to need a lot more. So let's skip ahead on that. So we got this. And actually a much faster way is to hold it and just run all the way across. Yeah, that's, I don't know, 15, maybe 20, I don't know. Yeah, that'll do it. It'll go off pretty fast, but I guess maybe I'm a little faster than it when it comes to painting. Gave it about 17 drops on accident, but I counted to about 15, so. Yeah, I was gonna say, just make sure you don't mix your resin all that well, because that doesn't seem to be much of a problem, ever. I never seem to have a problem mixing resin. Though I do mix it fairly well. Also, I don't do large amounts. I think the largest amount of resin I ever did was like a liter. No, yeah, a liter. I was thinking quart for a second, but no, the largest I ever did was about a liter. Put it in a plastic cup, like a liter-sized plastic cup, and I was using it for the decks. And I was doing feathering. Oh no, maybe it wasn't the feathering. No, I was doing the inlayment of the wood cross members. This is something that I keep coming across that keeps happening. It doesn't seem to happen too often, but it does happen, and it's been happening more lately. As we walk around on the deck, on top of the deck, there seems to be some patches that crack after doing the feathering. Now that's due to my own personal ignorance of not really realizing that the deck is, I think it's a little too thin, to be honest. I think that must be what the problem is. So when I was doing the feathering, there was no way I could really fix it. I, hollowed out a canal space just like this and tried to feather it together, but didn't want to join all that easily. So this is the part that's annoying. This is the part that's annoying. I'm going to do it really quick. So I just sort of flip it onto there. Put the cup really close and just flick it right into it. This is also on a vertical. Most people probably know this, it's pretty clear and obvious. But if you try to do this on a vertical, it usually drips a lot. Matte fiberglass absorbs a massive amount of resin. But when it's on a vertical, it doesn't seem to do that. Not nearly as much. This whole cockpit is getting repainted, prepped, sanded, everything. So any resin that's dropped, if I don't sort of sweep it up, not too big of a deal. Alright, so that's that one. Time to put another one. And it's not very often, but sometimes I will put an extra layer in. I'll put like 2 layers in at once, It's not a bad thing to do it. So something that I've been doing, as I was trying to explain earlier, before I got distracted, was I get these cracks around the feathering spots on the deck from the previous deck repair, removing the balsa core and stuff. And I keep getting these cracks from us walking on it on the seams of the feathering. And what I do to repair it is quite simple. I just re-grind out everything in that one spot, go a little further than the crack itself. Make sure that I'm encompassing all of the area that could be weak in the crack. And then I re-glass it. I make the channel that I'm grinding, like the channel's been ground around here, and I make it a little bit lower. Then I put matte fiberglass in. Before I put the matte fiberglass in, the deck is flexing, which is allowing it to make that crack. So what I do is I fill up the deck and press on it, pump on it, pour resin into the crack of the canal, and let it suck up as much polyester resin as possible, making sure that none of it drips onto the inside of the boat. And then once there's no bubbles coming out anymore, I put my fiberglass on it. Then I put a piece of plastic over the top of the resin and a piece of wood and get it down as flat as I can to the deck's normal level. And that usually does it. And I'll show you in a little bit those repair spots. If you like your clothing that you're using when you do this, change your clothing, because this polyester resin will never come out. Ever. And if you use lotion, like if you're one of those people who really like skin products and keeping your skin all healthy and lovely and stuff, and you really like the skin that you have on your fingers at that time, don't do it without gloves either. Because you won't be having the same skin afterwards. Your body will try to like get it off your body. See how I do that? I just run my fingers across it, press it down. It just makes it so that it sticks. That's all you want. You just want the fabric to sort of, you know, like a wet window in a business card. That kind of thing. You just want the moisture to sort of touch the fabric a bit, and it seems to stick. So I'm trying to work pretty fast this time. Not so much because of the resin, but because I gotta work like, I don't know, like 100 hours a week between two jobs. And my shift is coming up soon, so I'm sort of pushing the limits here. Oh no, I didn't want that in there. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Get out of here, fucker. Damn. Little pieces of the cherry tree keep falling in my garden. One thing that I found is that you can just pour a little bit of polyester resin into the same cup while the other stuff is going off. $17. It's actually $18 because it dripped twice on one. You know, you pour it into the same cup and there doesn't seem to be any dramatic problems with it going off too fast or anything. There doesn't seem to be any issues with that. Doesn't seem to be any issues, create any issues with globulating, like a congealing effect. Alright, so I'll make an intermission here. You know, I got something interesting, people. It rained for 3 days straight, but it didn't clean my dinghy off. How does that happen? For 3 days straight, doesn't clean the dinghy off. Right, so I was talking about repairs earlier. You know, it's like I talk about these repairs and simply I fill it up with resin. It's complicated to explain, but I just fill it up with resin. So yeah, I got this one done level-ish. Same with this one. This one's hard now. Yeah. That one's still tacky. I think that's good enough. So I'm going to give an intermission video. I haven't given an intermission video for quite a long time. So explaining like deck repair wise, there's like a feathering area that you grind out. You make this like canal in the fiberglass. When you join the two pieces of fiberglass together, when you inlay the strip back into the deck, and I found that the seams where I did the feathering, they're cracking in some areas. Now that would be due to not making the canal deep enough. It's a little bit hard to recognize because you don't want to go too deep or you don't even have a canal anymore. It just makes it paper thin and it breaks. So anyways, I grind them out, and there's some hollow spots. You know, the deck wouldn't crack if it wasn't for a hollow spot. There'd be no flexing, and then the thing wouldn't crack. So there's a hollow spot in there. So anyways, I grind it out. I pour resin into it. I make a little swimming pool inside of the canal of resin. I push on the deck until the air comes out, bubbles, and then it sucks up the resin on the what do you call it, decompression? I guess you'd say decompression. You compress the deck, fill it up with resin, then decompress, and it sucks up all the resin into the hole. And then you just keep pumping it until the air bubbles come out, and you just keep pouring resin on until all the air comes out, and that little cavity or whatever that was in there that was causing it to flex is then filled up. So I do that, and then I just put several layers back on. I make sure that I put some woven into the spot first, and then I fill it up with matte fiberglass afterwards. And then for the last part, I make sure that it's really resin rich on top. I put a piece of plastic on. I don't think I have any of that plastic in here specifically, but oh, maybe I do. Yeah, actually this was used for it. So it's just simple painter's plastic tarp, really. It's kind of like a few mil thick. It's not super thin. You don't really want to use super thin. And then you can use any plastic, black plastic, clear plastic, white plastic, whatever you want. But it's got to be like slightly durable. You put it over the crack, put it over your resin-rich swimming pool filled matte fiberglass crevice. You put a piece of wood on it. Don't think I have a piece of wood laying around. That would be a good example. You could use this. It's a little bit heavy though, to be honest. This is it's a chunk of teak. It's pretty heavy. I wouldn't use this because you want the resin to remain really enriched, and you don't really want that much compression. If you do too much compression, you'll push the resin back out of the cavity, which you don't want. You don't want any stored potential energy inside the boat that can then sort of spring back into a potential energy. You don't want anything that's under compression, which was my mistake, putting weights onto the deck to sort of push the seams into place so that the deck went flat. Really, I should have just put some extra pieces of wood underneath and let it stay raised so that it didn't have a potential energy that was trying to escape into a kinetic form. So now I'm going around fixing the my bads on the boat. Some little things here and there, but wasn't too many my bads, just some little things. Yeah, so there was another thing I was going to get to that I'm putting into this video here. This place that we went and got a new boom for the boat. It's actually a roller boom, and I've wanted to use a roller boom for the boat for a while, so I decided to go and pick one up. And I went to this boat yard called Mast Marine Parts. It's in Quincy, Massachusetts. It's actually a really good boat yard. It's more of like a scrap yard for boats type of deal, but they have everything there. You can see probably not even most of what they have in the videos that I took. They have Dodgers of all kinds, they have rails of all kinds, they have stanchions. I don't think you'd find a bowsprit there, but I could be wrong. They have a lot of stuff there. They've got pumps, blowers, bilge pumps, all kinds of stuff. They've got stoves there. And these are all scrapped items out of boats. They've got tons of sails, tons of rope, all kinds of stuff for boats. The guy, John, who helped us out there, he was really cool. He gave us a great price. I mean, an incredible price. We got, I don't know, like 200 foot or more of basically new. It was pretty much new. I mean, it was still on the spool, completely white, had no damages in it, of nylon, triple braid twist, triple twist, you know, triple strand twist, 1/2 inch for, I don't know, we got that. We got another 600 foot of ropes for, you'd use them more or less for the jib. We got a lot of that just because it's good to have extra rope around on the boat. We got 3 or 4 fenders. We got an electric switch for the batteries. We got a roller boom. Roller boom was going to cost us $300 flat, and we put a whole bunch of other stuff together. We got a radar reflector. I think it's called a reflector. What else did we get from them? We got quite a few things from them. There's a pile of photos of what we got from them in the video. And the guy's name was John. He was really cool. Made lots of jokes too. He's a funny guy. He gave us the full round price of $450 for the total of everything that was there. So I'd like to thank John for doing that for us. It was a really great thing. For anybody who wants to go to Quincy Mast Marine Parts, they have a business card here I've been flipping around in my hands. So you can go ahead and pause the video. And, oh, is that intro?